All right, everybody, we're going to get this show started right off the bat. Got a lot to talk about. Got to talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and how she compares with Kevin Samuels and the Manosphere. You're going to find this very interesting. You are. Let's get right to it.
Of the Manosphere divorce. They interviewed multiple women who described the exact same pattern. They married a man they loved. Years went by. Their husband hit a hard moment, career uncertainty, an identity crisis, a period of feeling lost, and the husband went online for answers, and he came back a different person. One woman was supporting her husband through medical residency in LA when he started consuming Manosphere content. Soon after, he was making comments about how it's a woman's job to change diapers, how she should be cooking more instead of getting takeout. When she finally asked for a divorce, his response was, quote, "I'm a white surgeon, you're really gonna leave me?" Another woman, a 34-year-old entrepreneur, watched her husband of 6 years spiral. He told her he was in therapy. Turns out he was paying thousands of dollars to Manosphere influencers. I'm sure you know of New York divorce attorney James Sexton. He said this trend spiked in the last 12 to 18 months. He said men in his office aren't saying, "I've been influenced by the Manosphere." They're saying things like, "I want respect. We don't share the same values anymore." They don't even know what's happening to them. A therapist in the article summed it up perfectly. It's fragile male identity meets social isolation meets an algorithm that explains everything by giving men someone to blame and feeding on their insecurities. Here is what I want every man watching to hear. The pain is real, your identity crisis is real, the economic anxiety is real, but the Manosphere is not a solution. It's a trap that shifts blame towards the person who actually loves you. These women didn't leave because their husbands got too masculine. They left because their husband stopped being the person they married. If you've noticed yourself getting angrier, more cynical, more resentful to the woman next to you, block those accounts, because the people selling it to you go home to no one, and soon you might too.
Exactly. What a lot of people don't know is that the majority of the men in the Manosphere are not married. The majority of the men were promiscuous in their younger years and might be promiscuous now. The majority of the men in the Manosphere are weak, and you're going to find that out today. The majority of the men in the Manosphere have no psychological expertise whatsoever. I only found one, and he turned out to be a nut. And you're going to find that out soon, too. The majority of the men in the Manosphere have no positive, what would you call it? They have nothing positive to prove that they are the right person to give you as a man or as a woman any advice. That's why it is the way it is. We're going to keep it going. Here we go.
Black men, I want you to chime in. Y'all had so much to say about Megan. Look at Kim's lineup. She got a whole basketball team. Now, is it really about the woman, or is it about the skin color of the woman? Would y'all dare call her a hoe? Would y'all dare do a lineup of all these men and her bent over like y'all did Megan? I'm just asking, because, baby, she looked like she's had the whole United Nations in this bitch. And I ain't knocking a girl to kiss a couple of frogs to get her prince. But my guess is the princess has to be white in order for her to have any respect.
So it's being alleged that Jamie...
And that's a good point. All of you men who commented about how many partners Megan had, which at least by the illustration was just 9, right? And you saw Kim Kardashian had literally double that. And you all didn't say nothing about her. It just goes to show you your own hypocrisy. Let me spin this up though. Let's see what's going on with Clay. Let's see what's going on with Clay here, because a lot of everybody is out here saying, "Oh, well, how do you know he cheated? How do you know he cheated?" Well, let me bring something up for you, and then you be the judge, because the key to life is this: patterns are patterns. Patterns are patterns. So let's get into this. Let me bring up screen. Which one is that on? PB3. Let's go to PB3. Throwing that up. Shout out to Deontay. It's good seeing you. Let's see here. Like to hear it? Here it go. Okay.
Two. In most cases, you have.
Let me pause that. So, yeah, you guys want to get hard on Megan. Let's go through Clay's history. Let's go through because, you call Megan a 304. Let's see what Clay is. Because, shouldn't we, be fair and everything? Let's be fair. Here we go.
Klay Thompson is known as a player on and off the court. And when it comes to his love life, he loves ladies from all walks of life with different vibes and backgrounds. But one thing they all seem to have in common is that Klay be dogging them out.
Damn, bestie. You have to say it like that. He say he be dogging them out.
Here's a look at everything we know about Klay's messy love life and why his exes might seriously need to start a support group. But before we jump into what's going on in Klay's draws, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. In 2014, when Klay was still a newbie on the Golden State Warriors, he dated influencer Hannah Stocking. On paper, it looked like one of those early career love stories. A rising athlete meets a rising influencer, both building their brands. They seemed to be on a good path for about a year before the tomfoolery started bubbling to the surface. In 2015, Hannah tweeted that she caught Klay naked in bed with a groupie.
Fix it.
Oh, okay. Now you see where this is Klay. This is Klay. You gonna call him a hoe? You gonna call him a hoe? Are you going to call him a 304? Let's keep it going. Here we go. Kevin's in the house. Let's keep it going.
Biracial Jesus.
Klay didn't have anything to say about Hannah's cheating allegations. His nonchalance made it seem like he wasn't worried about her at all. After skeeting up in Hannah and tossing her to the side, Klay remained low-key for a while. And then in 2017, he was linked to model Abigail Ratchford. Even though it seemed less like a relationship and more like a little situationship type deal, this hookup was noticeable for a good reason. After Abigail tried to prove their relationship, he laughed her off and said that he would never be with her because he was.
Damn. He said he would never be with the queen that all the black men in the manosphere want. There you go. That's what you all guys want, right? You guys talk shit about black women, call black women, all sorts of Keishas and shit. But you won't call her Keisha, will you? That's the upgrade to you, most of you all, especially in the travel sector. Mostly in that travel, in the passport bro sector, that's what you guys fly across the country for, is what's on the screen right now. Hey, that's not a problem. The only problem is you make black women to be your scapegoat. That's the problem.
Like a little situationship type deal, this hookup was noticeable for a good reason. After Abigail tried to prove their relationship, he laughed her off and said that he would never be with her because he was trying to find a wholesome woman out there.
So he a hoe, but he's trying to find himself a wholesome woman. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? So let me break something down about Klay. Look, my whole family loves the Golden State Warriors. We love Klay, but we're not weak and stupid enough, as a lot of you men are, to not realize or understand or acknowledge a hoe when we see a hoe. Let's just keep it going. And the thing is it's important to call people who they are. It's very important. The reason why, if you don't call yourself, if you're doing hoe type stuff as a man, right? And you don't acknowledge you're doing that, you will you will be delusional for the remainder of your life. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Fix it, Oreo Jesus.
Clay completely switched up his relationship style when he started dating actress Laura Harrier in 2018. This time around, Clay wasn't afraid to show off his lady, and he even posted cute pictures of them on the gram. Despite looking happy in public, there was some hoodickery going on behind the scenes.
Who taught you the word hoodickery? That's an old school word. Girl, you've been hanging around me too long.
Clay and Laura broke up in 2019 when his diary was leaked. Within the pages, Clay talked about banging other women and living the unapologetic life of a YN.
Why be?
Well, that's pretty good evidence, if you ask me. So basically, he had a diary. Another woman, not Megan, found the diary, right, of him banging other chicks while he was with her. So instead of somebody giving him good advice, they let him keep going. Oh, and you're going to find out why, because really, quite honestly, you're going to find out why. Let's just keep it going. Here we go.
Ian is more like it. Young biracial ninja.
Despite his doggish ways, Laura forgave him and took him back. And that right there opens the door for history to repeat itself, especially when...
That's exactly what... See, that's exactly what Clay thought Megan would do. He thought he could get Megan to spin the block because all the other women did. All the other women spun the block for him. They all came back to him. So why not Megan too? Let's keep it going.
The root behavior hasn't been addressed. The couple was still going strong in February 2020 when they appeared on the red carpet for the Vanity Fair Oscar party. But if you guessed things wouldn't last, you're right. Because with Clay, the highs tend to come with a quiet countdown. According to the New York Post, by March, things had ended. The former couple unfollowed each other on social media.
Bye, albino.
1 month later, TMZ Sports reported that Clay was seen on a romantic date with actress Eiza Gonzalez. And then a month after that, a TikTok clip surfaced in which a woman claimed she and some friends had been hanging out with Clay at a mansion. They went.
So we're talking about this man here has had like at least one woman every 4 months.
Swimming, and then some freaky things went down.
That sounds fun as hell. It really do.
Neither Clay nor Laura spoke publicly about their breakup or the cheating allegations. However, the exes were spotted together at a Dodgers game that July, according to Page 6. After that, Clay and
He spun the block twice already.
Laura weren't seen together again.
You had no problem with that, right?
No, it didn't take long for him to get his dang-a-lang wet again.
Bestie, please. This is a family-friendly show.
Clay started dating singer Coco Jones in late 2021. Although they were known to be together, they kept their relationship under wraps and didn't appear together at a lot of events.
That's because Coco's smart. Smart move, Coco.
After everything that had played out publicly for Clay, keeping things quiet this time either meant maturity or strategy. Either way, the absence of visibility made the relationship feel a little more controlled. Clay and Coco reportedly dated for about a year and a half, with their relationship...
You made it a whole year and a half. All right. Let's see what happens, though. Let's see what happens.
Ending around June 2023. Coco moved on to fellow basketball player Donovan Mitchell that same year, and they got engaged in July 2025. That was a good thing, because if Coco was waiting for Clay to pop the question, it probably wasn't happening. Or maybe he just hadn't found the right one.
The right one, my ass. Yeah.
If it weren't for Clay's last and most publicized relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, we probably wouldn't be discussing his relationship history at all. Unlike Clay's other relationships, this one was very much in the public eye from the moment they started dating in July 2025. That same month, Megan told Page Six that she had never dated anybody so kind. She said this was her first relationship with somebody who was genuinely a nice person, who made her really happy.
So let me stop it right there for a minute. I just played, that was just some of Clay's past history. So you mean to tell me that you're doubting what Megan said about him after all the experiences all the other women had with Clay? It's amazing. It really is. I wanted to play that because we got to keep that on our minds here, because it appears that what men are most focused on is not finding the woman of their life. It appears that most men are looking for women they can cheat on. For real. That's why even look for a fit, feminine, friendly woman if you're just going to cheat on her anyway? Ah, that's what it is. You want fit, feminine, the submissive part is them putting up with your cheating. That's what the submission is part of. It's like half slavery and then half, being tolerant, right? That's what it's about. Yep, and somehow, yeah, I'm the one who's pandering, right? Just telling the truth. Because that's what it is. You want somebody to tolerate your negative traits all the time. Instead of you really getting help. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'm going to show you another well-respected male 304. Another well-respected male 304. Let's get this party started. Fast forward. I know this man. I know of this man very well because he ran one of the most successful Black comedy shows, even long before Kevin Hart was around. Let's get right into it. Here we go.
Mess, we have to take you back to sometime around 1992 when 17-year-old Kimora Lee was working as a model. While sashaying down
let's keep it going.
On the runway at New York Fashion Week, she caught the attention of 35-year-old Russell. According to The Guardian, despite their age gap and the fact that Kimora was a teenager, Russell began to woo her by sending flowers to her.
35, 17. Yeah, now you see why they be using that wall excuse, hitting the wall, because they want to date children, even the most famous. Let's keep it going.
Agency. Apparently, this was a very common tactic for Russell, but Kimora wasn't aware that he was shooting his shot at other models too. When Kimora told her friend and fellow model Tyra Banks about the beautiful bouquets she was receiving, Tyra warned Kimora that Russell had a reputation for being
an old Mac from way back, one of the original players.
Even though he knows he really wants Kimora Lee, right? He still hoed out. Oh, and I know you don't believe me. You will after I play his tape. I got more tape.
from the Himalayas. Now, how the hell did Tyra know that Russell was thirsting after other models? Well, get this. Russell reportedly sent 19-year-old Tyra the exact same flowers he sent Kimora. Kimora ignored her friend and decided to give Russell a shot. Now, even though the age of consent in New York is 17, Russell has since confirmed that they didn't start dating until after Kimora turned 18. He also stated Kimora's mom and her manager approved, supported, and pushed their relationship.
Don't you find it weird that all the let's call it the pioneers of hip hop dated children? I mean, think about it. Diddy, R. Kelly, they love their children. That's why when a 29-year-old or a 30-year-old woman, is on the scene, men say, oh, wow, she hit the wall, because these niggas started dating kids, children. So, of course, a 30-year-old woman, which is quite young, sounds older in their world, in their creepy world. Shout out to Char Willie in the house. Good seeing you. Here we go.
He and Kimora were on again, off again for several years, and Kimora quickly realized that Tyra was right. She told The Guardian, he was a playboy, and I am a bit crazy because of it today. So Russell pursued a young, naive teenager and wooed her, only to step out on her and entertain other women.
So this man is getting everything he wants. He dreamed about Kimora Lee. And you can't say she's black, so you can't blame it. I know how you guys gonna act. I know how you niggas gonna act. You're gonna say, well, black women are hard to live. She's not even black. So she's not black. That's his dream girl, and he still cheated on her. So I don't even think even if you give a man everything, at least in this mindset, everything that he desires, he doesn't care, because what he desires is multiplicity. So that's why it's funny to me to see all these, these channels, these Manosphere channels, trying to say, oh yeah, woman should do this, woman should do that. What? So they can be around for you to cheat on them some more? What? What's the upside? See, and that's the thing. There is no upside.
Kimora booked a trip to Milan to create some distance between them. And that's when Russell realized he had messed up a good thing. He even took up veganism and started downward dogging on some yoga mats. He stayed away from all the parties and stopped entertaining other models in an effort to win Kimora back. And, well, it worked. Russell proposed on New Year's Eve in 1997 while on Diddy's boat in St. Bart's.
Oh, shit. That's already bad, right?
He became husband and wife in 1998 at a New York courthouse before flying to St. Bart's for another ceremony that was officiated by his brother, Rev Run of Run DMC.
So I know what you're saying. You're saying, DJ, you pander motherfucker, he didn't say anything. He didn't say he was a 304. He didn't say he was a 304. Shout out to I Said What I Said in the house. Deontay's in the house. Char's in the house. Tevin's in the house. It's all good seeing all of you in here. So let Russ, not Wilson, definitely not Russ Wilson. We don't want no one woman simps around here, do we? Right? We don't want any. So let me give you a multiplicity host structure. a multiplicity male hose structure for you right now. Here we go.
This morning, music mogul Russell Simmons.
What? Wait. Okay, here we go.
This morning, music mogul Russell Simmons stepping away from his businesses.
Russell Simmons, now the latest big name, left to defend himself.
9 women accused Simmons of a wide range of misconduct, from vulgar language to assault to 4 instances of rape.
Let me keep it going. Let me just keep it going, right?
What did he do?
He raped me right up against the wall. Excuse my language. But that's what he did. I had to keep this secret.
He showed up naked wearing a condom and tackled me to his bed.
Wow, you're heroes. You're heroes. See, it's funny because you never hear these dudes talking about these dudes. You never hear these dudes talking about these. You know something? Maybe I'll drop the link. I know it's a little early. Y'all tolerate me a little bit on stage because I'm clowning. But let me drop it because y'all might want to throw in your 2 cents. Shout out to Char Willie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Char Willie. $5 super chat. Here we go.
While I screamed and fought and said no and cried. That's rape.
Now you see why he ran to Bali. Now you see why he ran to Bali.
If the allegations are not true, why would all these women accuse you?
I heard someone else say this, that I was quite frivolous. Look, there's a song by Houdini, I'm a hoe.
I mean, see.
Accuse you.
I heard someone else say this, that I was quite frivolous. Look, there's a song by Houdini, I'm a hoe, I'm a hoe.
Yep, that's Houdini back in 1989 or something. Or it was 80. No, it doesn't matter. Houdini's one of Houdini's biggest hits. It was called I'm a Hoe. And it was men talking about their promiscuity. And it was one of the biggest hits ever in hip hop.
3 different girls after every show.
3 different girls after every show.
Culturally, we thought that was the right way. And a number of sexual partners and compromising positions I put myself in is beyond anybody's imagination.
You said you had more foursomes than most men have partners.
Yeah, and that wasn't really, I think it was cultural and silly and egotistic and sad and from an insecurity that feeds it, and a lot of reasons why we were that way. If you slept with as many people as I slept with, thousands, and we're talking about 6 people.
There were like 20, right? I mean,
this man is literally saying in one weekend, he slept with as many women as Megan slept with all her life in men. But he's not a hoe, right? You don't call him a hoe, do you? He calls himself a hoe, but you don't call him one. So that's the hypocrisy that we're looking at right now, is basically this. A man can sleep with 400 women and he's not a hoe. A woman can sleep with 9 guys and she's in her 30s, but she's a hoe. Let me pick the beat. Let me get back to this. Let me get back to this. Here we go.
You mean that's not, no. Yeah.
I said what I said breaks it down like this. The sad part is that he doesn't care about how his daughters would look at their father just out here wilding out bars?
I spoke poorly to 15 of them. I mean, 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time. I'm a Def Comedy Jam guy. I was crude. So how many compromising situations was I in? And if you call that person and say, can you help me help these other women, then you can get them to tell a story and reimagine a story. And I'm not here to say what they were thinking, but I can simply tell you that I was in so many compromising situations that people can.
Right now, he's trying to gaslight.
Have a recollection from 30 or 40 years
Remember the
ago.
same guy who wanted to date somebody who was underage.
And it can be different from my recollection. And it could be one where there was perhaps collaboration. If you had more foursomes than most guys had once, could someone leave and feel hurt? Could someone leave and feel they wish they hadn't? Could someone reimagine a story out of thousands of people? Could someone?
I would tell you this is what it is. He's getting bored of Matt Balley and he wants to come back to the United States. So what he's doing, he's throwing feelers out there by getting interviewed to see if there's some way he can manipulate these women into allowing, into making them change their story so he can come back.
Want notoriety in a market where people thirst for fame, even infamous. Could someone who just came out of jail and want to sue you because they had an experience and they can reimagine it just a little bit different? And could you be vulnerable enough to accept it?
Told you. He's still manipulating, even in his old age. He will never, like many men with his mindset, will ever, ever, ever take accountability. And that's why I really start laughing hard when I see these red pill, ugly motherfuckers out there trying to tell women to take accountability when statistically it's men that need to take the accountability pill and they don't.
9 lie detector tests. People don't know that. 9 separate. 7 from the chairman of the Polygraph Association.
I don't believe him. He knows he's not. He knows he's lying. Everybody has their angle of lying. I mean, he's from the school of Diddy. He's from the school of Diddy. He got married on Diddy's boat. So he's hanging out with one of the most notorious, creepy, oiliest people in the world, and he's a saint. For real? Man, let me keep this going. Here we go.
1 for each of the serious accusations. 1 for when someone said, for instance, I was violent. One person said that. I've never been violent. Took that. 1 for I apologize. I never apologized about assaulting anyone. But if 2 people say it, because one said it and me too, and the second person said it, then I took a test for it. 3 hours per test by 2 polygraph examiners. 1 that I've never done this to anyone and 1 I've never done to each individual.
If that was really true, why didn't he just show that? Why didn't he just show it?
Some people say that they're not accurate, but if they're 94% accurate, I did 9 of them. It's pretty clear that I don't believe it. I even asked what if I believe it?
Oh, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Check this out, though. Check, y'all. I ain't done yet. Listen to what this red pill idiot said about rappers.
Much of your sexual education has come from rappers. Most of y'all got your sexual education from Too Short, if you're my age. Your first introduction to sexual education was either your dad's porno stash or your friend's dad porno stash.
Okay, so we got creepy Greg Adams or whatever the hell his name is. Anyway, Basically, this dude is one of the most creep. I thought he was kind of respectable, but then after you start watching him for a while, he is like cringy. Dude is cringy. So basically, watch how he gives props to the rappers who were married.
Too Short, any of the DJ Quick and Second to None, Luther Campbell, Ice Cube and NWA. Nelly,
all of them. And what he doesn't see, that this is the funny thing, he gives them props for being married, even though they literally cheated all the way through their marriages. You know, if one or two times, yeah, you know, they're famous rappers, they could slip from time to time. These dudes were literally cheating every week. So listen to the way that he's giving homage to these promiscuous cheaters just because they paid an extra $90 and got married and put their wives through hell. Listen.
Tip Drill and Prawn. This is why we all have an unhealthy sexual obsession. Yep, easy.
At least he admitted that everyone had, at least him and his crew, have an unhealthy sexual, what did he call it? Let's go back on it.
All have an unhealthy sexual obsession.
Unhealthy sexual obsession. See, he's halfway there. Acknowledgement is halfway. He's almost there. All he has to do is let his following know there's a problem with that. Let's see what he says.
Yep, Eazy-E, AMG. This is where men get their
By
sexual.
the way, Eazy-E died from, you know what he died from.
Education. And this is where you get your information on what women want and how to treat them. And this is why we have
how to treat them. Yeah, give them diseases.
Complete disconnect between men and women. You also got the idea that women should get nothing from rappers, right? And pimps.
I mean, really, quite honestly, he's right. But the problem is that if you see most of his teachings, he's doing the same thing the rappers did.
It sense to you? Anybody disagreeing, or do you just have hurt feelings? Most of you got the idea that women should get nothing from rappers and pimps. Ideally, pimps give nothing to their women, which is a myth, but the woman keeps no money. All right, she keeps no money. She supposedly gives him all the money, but
she does. She gives him all the money.
He does have to give her shoes and clothes and babysit her and give her.
Did you hear what this motherfucker is saying? He's literally defending pimps because they have to buy clothing for the women that make them thousands of dollars a night.
A place to live. So there's giving her nothing is a little bit of a misnomer.
Do you see how, and he's one of the more respectable Manosphere dudes. That's how bad it is.
Not exactly what you think. He actually takes care of her. And most of the time it's the
left, right. Look, there's a history of pimps, regardless of race, being very brutal to their employees. And he's literally on here defending them like he was one.
Girlfriend relationship. But you didn't get that part of the information from the rap or the movies. Also got the idea that a girl gets nothing from you because she's trying to finesse you. I ain't the one to get played like a poop butt. They only want to get their nails and their hair done.
There's a reason why this man is divorced. And it's him. And it's him. No, he will probably try to tell you it's something else, but he knows deep down inside he was just a disgusting person. And that's why. Let's get right into this. So we're here for Miss Bryant. So let's get right into Miss Bryant. But before we do one last thing, since we're on music, you are not going to believe this. Now, I mean, it's bad that they're calling the Dr. Bryant, or let's just call her Miss Bryant and be neutral. But they're calling
child, this Rihanna and Tyler situation has opened the door.
Yeah, they're calling Rihanna a fraud now. I told you it was going to happen. I told you what was going to happen. What was going to happen is that when you hear a black woman being called a 304, a fraud, all the above, something negative, they're going to attach that to other black women. Check this out.
Or for people to trying to expose Rihanna for not having talent, can't sing, can't perform live. They're saying Rihanna definitely got by.
By the way, she's a billionaire. Now, I never said she could sing, but I thought everybody knew that. I mean, I'm not saying she's not terrible. She's just okay and very pretty. And she had a great production crew behind her, and she did well, even after taking brutal damage from, Chris Brown.
And Rihanna has scammed the industry because Rihanna, girl, where is...
They are calling her a scammer. Everybody had ears back there 20 years ago when she came out. Everybody had ears. We could hear what she was doing. Auto-tune wasn't even in the mix that well back then. So we can't even say that's the excuse. She was good enough back then, but the reason why she's a problem now, why her singing is a problem now, because they just want to take a shot at a black woman. That's all it is. Why? I mean, for real. I mean, think about it.
Is your talent.
So remember now, there are a slew of pop artists, most, of course, not being of the darker skin tone, that cannot sing. Ain't no problem. It's pop. You get a little, you squeeze them, notes out a little bit and they fix it in the mix. Ain't no problem. Now it's a problem.
That is the conversation that social media is having right now. And in my opinion, I feel like that conversation is just blown out of proportion. And most of it is just a lot of the newer people who don't know Rihanna's past and don't know what Rihanna has done in the past and what remarkable things she has done in music. And they're just trying to use these little clips and videos as a way to weaponize Rihanna. And, there's this new kind of hate train towards Rihanna, and I don't like it. Now, let's be real.
Yep. There's a hate trend coming on. And that's why I got another live stream about how black men hate black women. But that'll be later in the week. Let's keep it going right here. Yeah. Fenty Beauty products.
Has Rihanna been the best singer of all time? No. Has Rihanna had all her hits and all her amazing, amazing work written for her? Yes. She can't write. She can't sing. She can't dance. She can't perform. So what is Rihanna good at? That is what everybody is trying to ask and figure out. Girl, what is tea? Now, when I think about Rihanna, I think about more so like the package. I don't think about her being a great performer or like she can really sing well. I don't think that's fair. I think she really sells the Rihanna brand well. I think Rihanna came into the game as a personality. She came into the game as a person who you are like, relate to. She's like a friend. She's like the girl next door energy. She's not really...
Yeah, pretty much. It didn't stop Ben from talking shit about
shows.
it.
And just on a pure aesthetic level, it's a bad show. On a pure aesthetic level, it was 20 minutes of the same thing over and over. And all of her songs, I hate to say it, they sound the same. They have no range.
Now, old Benny boy here, old Ben Shapiro, he is an idiot, and I'll tell you why. Not all her songs sound the same. They simply can't. One week she's making hip hop. Next week she's making EDM. Next week she's making, pop. So, old Benny boy here, he's just talking shit like a bigot. But the sad part is, it's not just him. It's dudes too. It's black men too. Let me spin this a little.
Range, she can't sing. Saying the unpopular thing, but that's what we do here on the Ben Shapiro Show. We have unpopular cultural opinions that are significantly more controversial, apparently, than like my opinions about politics, which is kind of amazing to me.
Yeah, his channel bombed after Candace split, but that's a different thing. Deontay, you got anything you want to add in on this mix?
I just want to say, you put Ben on the screen, so I jumped up. I say what I said. You know what time it is? I'm just playing, no politics. No, but Ben got to talk about pop culture because his jump gun went down. But remember, Rihanna signed with Roc Nation. That's why I put that in the chat. She signed with Roc Nation. She was one of their first artists that Jay-Z signed when he signed with Live Nation. Remember, she was a kid. I think she was like 15 or 16 when he signed her. Like, her first hit was like a cute little teeny bubblegum type thing. Like, I forget the name of the song. Like, that was her first like single, and it was like a moderate hit. And then the year after that, she came out with that DJ song. That Pond the DJ, like, almost sounded like it was reggae a little bit. That's like her big hit that blew her up. And then after that, she went on and, look, when you at Roc Nation, they gonna put you on. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z don't play about his artists. Like, if he got an artist that he signed that he believed in, he gonna put the machine behind it. He did it with Rihanna, he did it with himself, and he did it with Meg Thee Stallion. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, this is nothing new. They've been talking about Rihanna is not a great. It's not that she can't sing. It's like as she got older, her voice never really developed into adulthood. So all the albums that he started making after like 21 and up, like, just didn't sound as great. And the older she got, they just didn't sound as great live, at least. Like you said, in the studio, they can do anything to you, And she's not a dancer or a performer. Like, even when they do choreography for her, she's not good at it. I mean, she really just stands there and sings. And like, if you want to be like a Whitney Houston or Celine Dion or somebody like that, and you don't dance, all you do is sing, you got to be able to sing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Adele and like even like Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't do all that dance and stuff. Like, you have to be able to sing, or you just gonna stand there or not like perform. And she doesn't have that like that. So, but her brand got pushed real hard. And the thing that made her a billionaire, was her, obviously, like y'all were saying earlier, is her makeup line. And it's like a whole brand. She got makeup and other things as well. But that pushed her over the top. But I didn't know that people would bring it up like this though.
Yeah, it just popped up. It popped up in my algorithm. I said, wait a minute. Okay. So these people are just calling any woman a fraud whenever they get a chance. It's like, if the woman is not on their team, doing something they want, all of a sudden there's something wrong with that woman. And that's the point I want to start making tonight, is that this whole Bryant thing, the whole, the Megan Thee Stallion thing, this is all in the same genre of hate for me. This is like, okay, you can make an argument why you don't like that person, but at the same, now you're starting to stack other women together, and it's starting to look like it's starting to look like a trend in our community. So let me go ahead and go to the next spot. This person right here who got a pass.
Women, you can love them, whoever they are, but don't lose yourself. And that's why you have to do your spiritual hygiene. You're cleaning your mind. You're strengthening yourself. Man, look at your invisible aches. Look at your invisible aches.
Had a whole show on Oprah, right? And is not licensed. She does have a doctorate, and it's confirmed in law, not therapy. In law, not therapy. Just wanted to throw that out there. Ayanna Van Zant, bus driver queen. The bus driver queen, as long as she's talking that shit to the men that make them happy, as long as she panders to them, she gets a pass. She gets a pass. She took left and rights. She got beat on. She actually has a whole, I think there's a whole video on it. I can't play it because it's on Oprah. She got toe up to the flow up. In my opinion, she sounds wonderful. She sounds extremely articulate. To me, she is like a woman's version of Martin Luther King. She has that kind of big, glorious sound to her. But she hasn't cracked the code either. She's been married, 2 or 3 times? And yet, she gets the pass. She gets the pass. She had the big show for years. But technically, she is not qualified to tell you about relationships if we go by what these online bozos tell you. Anyway, welcome to the stage. I said what I said.
Hey guys. And I just want to reiterate about what is her name?
Ayanna
Van Zant. The only reason why she was who she was is because of Oprah Winfrey. And just like Deontay said, if they put the machine behind you, you're going to be successful and you're going to be whatever they say you're going to be. Whatever their perception is, then that's how they're going to market you, and people start believing that that's who you are. And in my opinion, Beyonce can't sing, okay, and she can't dance because she danced like Tina Turner. In my opinion, all she did was got Tina Turner moves and remixed them. And if you watch Tina Turner back in the day when she was dancing, and look at Beyonce the way that she danced, and she also stole a lot of Tina Turner outfits, her and her mama, because her mama make all her outfits, and all they did was went to Tina Turner and remix that stuff. If you in my opinion, if you know anything about Tina Turner,
right?
And so Beyonce don't really be dancing. She stomp a lot. And she walked and stepped right, but she don't really be dancing either. She ain't, it's not like she Janet Jackson or nobody. Now, Janet Jackson can dance.
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson can dance and she can sing.
Right.
And so Beyonce is just pretty and she has the look. She's very marketable. And she has Jay-Z behind her, even though, she was, her and Destiny Child was already on the scene by the time, when she met Jay-Z. But look at the other Destiny Child people. Kelly Rowland has a better voice than Beyonce, But
Yes.
Beyonce marketed better than Kelly Rowland because because of her face card and
Right.
her body type. So men, gravitated and the audience and women, people gravitated towards Beyonce more than they
And you
did
know
Kelly.
what? Beyonce, being Beyonce since she was a little girl, it was Beyonce, Kelly, Latavia, and some more girls. They was in a little girl group when they was little in the
Yeah.
early 90s.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure though, Kelly and Michelle both have a better voice than Beyonce has.
Mhm.
And her dad just marketed her and kept her out there in the forefront. And a lot of times it depends on, it ain't what you know, is who you know. And so, like I said, she hooked up with Jay-Z. So now here we are, and I'm not saying that she can't sing, but her voice is mediocre in my opinion compared, to, like you said, even what's that crazy girl name? Kiki Wyatt. Now Kiki Wyatt can sing. Okay.
Mm.
That's a singer.
Right.
To me, Beyonce is an entertainer.
Right.
I don't know enough about Rihanna because I didn't pay her that much of attention when she was out there singing. I know her more of her beauty products than I do as far as her being a singer. I don't really know her songs. I only heard maybe one or two songs of hers, but maybe she recognized that her voice wasn't all of that. So she got her money and she ventured into something else, which made her a billionaire. So she don't have to sing another record in her life if she don't want to, because
Right. Let's
her beauty products is beauty. Is
Yeah.
beauty. And they good
Yeah.
products. I got some of her stuff and she make good quality makeup. It's not, it's not El Cheapo stuff.
That's and I'm really happy that we can. The thing is that that's what I think we need is more is for us to cornering the market. But anyway, let me spin a little bit more of our friend here, Ayana Van Zant. Here we go.
Because it just looks like you're not hurting. We know you are, and we don't know what to do about it. So when we know you're hurting, we don't know what to do about it, then we'll overgive, overextend, over-excuse, because we do love you. We do love you. All of us need to stop thinking of each other as enemies. Black men are not the enemy of Black women. Black women are not the enemy of Black men. And this society, this structure of this system has pitted us against one another, and somebody's getting rich off of it. The other thing,
Yeah, Black men. Unfortunately, if you look at the stats of the Black Manosphere, Black men are getting rich off of the hate for Black women. As simple as that. Here we go.
got to really, as a community, individuals, I don't want to say we, as individuals, we really want to start monitoring what we put out in the universe in terms of our messaging, in terms of our speaking, in terms of our canceling, judging. Why? Because everything you put out is coming back to you. Some of us are getting our butt kicked about gossip and judgment and speaking that we did.
Pause there for a minute. I want to read what it says there. Confronting the epidemic of fatal domestic violence. And 90% of the fatal is on the women's side. They are the ones, succumbing to the damage they receive.
And
kids. You would think,
don't forget the kids.
And the kids too. Because no, these dudes are going in for strafing runs. It's just not the woman. It's just not the woman anymore. So great point. I said what I said. And that's why it's kind of like how the manosphere is so, in my opinion, is kind of like tone deaf. I know they can read stats. I know they know that there's an issue with DV in our community, but they do literally absolutely no videos about it at all. At all. They'll talk about Megan Thee Stallion. They'll talk about her. They'll talk about the Dr. Bryant. They'll talk about her. They'll talk shit about her. They won't talk about the most relevant thing they can talk to about their male following, their fellowship, is how mofo violent a lot of them are. Statistically, it's ridiculous. The best thing you can do, the best thing that can happen is that the Black Manosphere becomes a place of fellowship, of real healing. But they don't do that. They don't. Wait. What's up, son? Wait, let me put it on pause just for a minute. It's the key is this. They always talk smack like some dude is in here. Oh yeah, Kevin Samuels never tried to pass himself as a PhD. Yes, he did. He did try to pass himself as a PhD. He talked shit about black women who had a PhD. He was like, oh yeah, no, so the thing is that just because he didn't say it didn't mean he didn't try to pretend to be one. Oh yeah, so what do you want to talk about, lady? Blah 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 blah. He could be up there trying to front like he's some kind of scholar and shit when he didn't even finish college. I don't look, and there's nothing wrong with not finishing college, but don't get up there all acting like you better than black women when they got twice the education. That's the problem I have. Oh yeah, so you average at best. You average at best.
Toys, you want to know something? That shit is so sad that even black girls are outsmarting black boys in academics.
Yeah.
Well, also too, you're absolutely right. Kevin also, he would put the women down, and if you had an education, then you were marriage material, because he wants you dumb it down, and he wanted women to bow down to these quote unquote high valued men, as if the man is more important than the woman, when in a relationship both parties supposed to be important. And one more thing I wanted to bring out as far as Ariana Vezant. I used to watch her and I liked her. I like her, the way that she would interact with people or what have you. Some things she went too far, because you could tell it was a show. Some people complained about her, the way that she was, conducting her show, or the way she was treating them. And some people even just left the houses. They didn't even finish out the therapy session that she had set up for them. But I watched Muhammad Ali's wife. I don't know if you've been watching her. um I've been she came in on my algorithm, and I've been watching her get interviewed by this one dude on YouTube, right? And she said she was talking about Layla Ali's mother, and how she was parading around with her husband or what have you, because she said Muhammad would come home and tell her everything, and he dogged her out. And personally, she's all on here with her chest all puffed out and stuck out, like she a hero, because she stayed with him, because she wanted to be a pygmisha, and just let this dude do anything, that he wanted to do, and still come home to her. She's going around, she's talking about it like it's a trophy. And I'm like, you
Right.
look stupid, because no other I don't know that many women, and I guess they did back in her time frame, because a lot of women did, put up with a lot of crap from these dudes. And no matter what, even though they knew their husbands had other families down the street, around the corner, across town, they still stayed with they do, because a lot of women didn't have no other choice. They didn't work. They had a house full of kids, and they were solely dependent upon their husbands. So a lot of women had to stay in the position that they were in, just so that their kids could be fed and clothed. But Muhammad Ali's wife, to me, was a whole peak Misha.
Yeah. Let's go over the clip that I think made her famous and made her a target at the same time, Dr. Bryant. Here we go.
I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent
I
of
just
just saying,
want God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids
Yeah.
with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time.
So that's what got it. See, and that told the thing is this. She didn't even clown him. She gave him exactly the information that he needed to make a change. Now he still, basically as nicely as she could tell him, she told him he was a hoe. And that did you know? Let me go back on that. Okay. Let me pause this.
Women.
Okay. Did you know that he doesn't live with any of his kids? Never did. For having 8 kids, that's creepy. He's a multiplier. He's a breeder. He's a breeder. Maybe, let me play this other clip. Maybe he, let me play this other clip here. What did I do with that? Damn, I can't believe I did. Oh, here we go. This one right here. Let me play this clip right here. This gentleman here is a little bit too late giving the other gentleman some advice, but we're going to check it out right now. We're going to check it out right now. Here we go. Here we go.
I've been asked many times about my thoughts regarding Shannon Sharpe's current situation. But as a principled man of the Most High, speaking only about his actions would be like cutting off a branch, but expecting to uproot the tree. Therefore, let's address the root issue. Men are rarely taught sexual self-control. See, when boys grow up without comprehensive men modeling...
I mean, right there, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, y'all. I need to play that over again. I've
been asked many times about my thoughts regarding Shannon Sharpe's current situation. But as a principled man of the Most High, speaking only about his actions would be like cutting off a branch, but expecting to uproot the tree. Therefore, let's address the root issue. Men are rarely taught sexual self-control.
The sad thing is you have to be taught it. It should be natural, but for some men it isn't. And it is the core. It is the core to most men's downfall. Let's let this brother break it down a little bit more. Here we go.
See, when boys grow up without comprehensive men modeling manhood, we copy whatever message is the loudest. I know this because I lived through it, mentored by a culture that told me or taught me that bros ought to be before hoes and money over BITCHs. And it ain't no fun if my homies can't have none. Ashamedly, I too even produced artists that proclaimed that same objectifying and misogynistic message.
Yep.
Men, whether we realize it or not, that kind of mentoring or misogynistic mentoring doesn't just shape how we treat women, it poisons how we see ourselves. It programs us to objectify women and deactivate the emotions Yah gave us to genuinely love them. And to my Black brothers, I need you to grasp this. During slavery, we were reduced to breeders. We were labeled mandingos.
That's it. That's some bars right there. So basically, it's like this. These men are out here being mandingos, breeders. And don't realize life is passing them by. And what's weird about it is this, especially with the situation going on with the Julio Fulio crew that, sent them up to the upper room, or actually not, some, I can't say that. Let's just say they toe tagged him, because Julio Fulio himself was no prince. And basically, they made a deal with the devil. Did you know they are now legally slaves? Those men are legally slaves. I didn't know it existed. I was going to save some of this for the political channel, because this is some crazy shit. You should have heard the way the warden was talking about these men like they were pieces of meat. And it's funny to me because you have all these black male channels out here in the Manosphere, and we have all these damaged young men out in the streets and in prison. And the primary thing the Manosphere talks about, instead of trying to heal these men or give these men a better chance to not have to go to prison and not become a slave, is they talk about enslaving women. That is about as ironic as you can get. That's crazy to me. If you listen to they need to be fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. Instead of saying, hey, fellas, if you're feeling down and you need to and you're feeling weak and you don't feel like you're going to do something good in life, do this, and this. That's the kind of help they need. They need advice, fatherly advice. Instead, what they got was worse. They got more of what they already have, which is a negative vibe, a disgusting mindset. Even men that are I finally, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I finally found that a Manosphere dude that on paper is qualified to tell these young men what to do. And I went to his channel. I was like, wow, somebody like this man right here that's on screen who gives out great advice. And I was thinking, wow, this guy's going to be, maybe he can help out. And then I saw sideways, I saw him standing, sitting up there with the Lapeef crew. I said, oh shit. Well, maybe he's on there to be the what would you call it? The logical one of the group. And he's there to give the logical. Nope. Went to his channel. He does the same rhetoric all of them other fools do. And you're about to find out soon who he is. Anyway, what are your thoughts so far, y'all? What do you think? What do you think?
They just in it to griff, that's all.
You mean about with Cheyenne Bryant, with Cam, what's his name, Cam Newton? Let's say Cam is an idiot, and he got embarrassed by her. And you don't need a degree or anything to break down Cam's situation to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I know it's funny, but my 20-year-old little cousin, like, he just figured that out for Cam. Like, dude, you just starting families. I'm sorry, take that, but you starting single mother homes, and you're not even around, and you think this is cool because you're afraid to get married. Like, you can't see it's not. A lot of them want to say, "Oh, it's because of the money." All right, no. You can sign a ironclad prenup, Playboy, and you know what I'm saying. So that ain't it. Now, here's the thing. It's like, what do you do? Because one, what Cam is doing is obviously, I mean, I think it's wrong, right? But he's not married to any of these women, so he never made a commitment to them. Now, now having a child and committing with them is a huge commitment, right? But they know what the deal is when they sign up with him, especially once you hit that third one and after. And I think he done had at least one more kid with a different woman since that interview.
Yeah, you nailed it. He just had 2 in the last 2 years, 2 more from his new woman.
Yeah, so it's like they know what the deal is with that. It's a complicit game in a lot of situations. Because I was thinking about that with this whole cheating thing. I'm like, man, you know what's crazy is that like these men that's doing all this cheating and stuff, they not cheating with a sex doll. You know what I'm saying? It's a live whole woman who they cheating with, and a lot of times the woman know that he's with another woman. Like, but I think that especially when you get to men at their level financially, I think that it's a competition that happens, and some of them just don't care.
Dante,
And
I got something to say, but I'm gonna let you finish talking.
okay, I think that some of them just don't care because the men, at least men like Cam, are playing that game. But it's nobody wins in the end. The woman loses, the man loses, and the children lose. Like this is a lot of men think they don't lose in these situations because they're like, shit, I ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying my child support, whatever they want to say. But you're not in these children's lives. And the funny thing is, most of these dudes who doing this shit didn't have their father in their life. You know, now Cam did, notoriously and infamously, his dad was in his life, doing illegal things with NCAA or whatever, but that's whatever. But they're creating the same situation they came from and that they hated that they came from.
Right. I have a couple things to say, and then I'll let Tev speak. The thing is that it's not that these women know that he's going to cheat. They know there's a possibility, but I believe in many of these instances, they are giving this man to change his ways because isn't the motto to give a brother a chance? Give him, he's changed. He's not the same anymore. He's a couple years older. He's grown out of, whatever his whole phase is and everything like that. And so it's kind of like, remember now, men are the ones that are going to be the first ones to cheer on a man. Oh yeah, he's not the same anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then he does the same thing. These women got pregnant by Cam because they thought they were going to be in his life. And whether we will never know what he told them. Because remember now, these men use the same game plan on a lot of these women where they literally talk smack about the old woman saying, oh, she wasn't my type, but baby, you my type. You my type. You the one I'm going to be with, through my whole life with that kind of stuff. And they just rinse and repeat a lot like Clay did. Not in all of the relationships, but it's clear that he did that with Megan, and it's clear that he did it with at least one more young lady. So they're using a game plan for women that are vulnerable in a market that is just minimal men. So that's where if you don't understand why they keep doing it and all that kind of stuff, why these women keep giving these bandits a chance like that, it's because of the situation and because they're giving these men a chance, and these men are blowing their chances. That's what's going on. Because I guarantee you, just like old man just like old man who's in the Valley boy. What's his name? Wait, hold on one second. Let me bring him up.
Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons in Valley by himself because he couldn't stop cheating on his wife. That's not even black. So, but let me let Mike. Tev get in a little bit, and then I said what I said to definitely we want to get a woman's point of view in on this as well.
Torch, I hate to say this, but a lot of these women, they'll know he cheating, but at the same time, they don't care because they look, a lot of these women, to be honest with you, I know I'm finna sound harsh. A lot of these women be looking for help, especially when they date celebrities and football players and athletes and basketball players and rappers and all of them.
Okay, let me let I say what I said. Chime in.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Is that Tevin?
Yes.
You're on the right track, Tevin. Because I'm getting ready to blame both of them. A lot of these, like you said, they know what's going on, but they think they're going to be the one. So they'll keep continue to have children by this dude, thinking that one day he is going to settle down, put his whole card up and, turn it in and stop doing what he's doing. And then he's going to settle down with them. But I got some good news for him. He's not going to settle down with anybody that has a baby by him. He'll settle down with someone who don't have a baby when he's washed up and when Viagra won't work for him no more. And he'll be looking for a nurse to help nursemaid him. And that's basically
how, a purse.
Yeah, a nurse with a purse. Yeah, a nurse with a purse. And he's also I guarantee you, I don't know this 100%, but most of the time in this type of situation, he's not spending that much time with his children, and probably at least half, if not over half, or those kids are not going to have anything to do with him. They're probably going to be harboring horrible feelings about him, because there's no way you can really be an effective father and you have 8 kids by 3 different women. And you have a career that you're trying to do. So don't tell me that you're spending that much time with your kids, because I know you're not. You don't have time to spend with them because you still out there hoeing. So there's not enough time. It's not that much time to spend with the children to give them any quality time. And more than likely, each time he have a baby, he probably stayed there for probably the first year or so, when it's new and cute and all of that. And then once the baby, just like the government do, once the baby come up of age, they forget all about it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably more than likely. I don't have any proof of that, but more than likely, the way he's talking and the way his arrogant attitude is, I can almost 100% bet you that he's not spending that much time with those children, and those children just know him that, oh, my daddy came by. They don't know anything about their daddy. They just know that is their daddy. Point blank, period.
Yeah, I agree with you. I said what I said. Now we assuming again, right? But you're right. More than likely for you to have, and another thing we ain't factored in is we don't know where they're at in this country. I mean, Cam done been all over the place, so these kids can be split all over the country with 3 different, mothers. But even if they're in the same city, it don't matter. Cam travel all the time. He got 2 different jobs that I know about. Besides, he got his show that he do on YouTube, podcast. Then he's on ESPN on First Take, especially during football season. And then no 3, because then he got his podcast, he got a sports show. Then and he's doing other things. I mean, Cam is huge in Auburn and in Charlotte, so he goes around and does all kind of business stuff. So it's hard, for you to keep up. I mean, it's hard for a married man with a family at home in that industry to really stay home all the time, especially even after they're done playing. If they're in high demand, they're always out and about, I mean, you can say what you want about LeBron, which I guess nobody ever said anything negative on his channel before, but LeBron always had his kids with him as much as he could have them. They travel with him and everything,
But LeBron with Cam, it's the opposite. They don't even live with him.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing, LeBron is married, though, and he does whatever he do or whatever, but at the end of the day, he's about his family. And a lot of those dudes look up to LeBron in a lot of different ways, and some dudes be hating on him. you know. But Cam's situation with Cheyenne Bryant, she really turned up when she embarrassed him like that. But and he walked right into it. There's no argument that he got. Even other men is looking at him like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's not something. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when dudes, you know, run up their body count, a lot of guys do look at that like, damn, you doing your thing. It's like I said before. I was like, I can't compare Clay to none of these dudes. Like, cause he might be running it up, but he don't have any kids. He not married. He didn't even engage with none of these women. I'm talking about like an engagement, you know. So having a relationship, cheating, doing your like whatever, yeah, it's not cool. But in most men's eyes, even men like prominent men, they're not looking at that like it's just completely terrible. Plus, he's not trying to set. It's not like he Dr. Umar, who Umar's doing the same thing, running around here smashing cookies left and right. Yeah, he telling people they need to have a family and shit.
I'm glad you brought him up. I'm glad you brought him up because, you know, I was waiting for you to mention him.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you know, it's a difference, you know, when you're doing that, you know, like, and I just want to say about Cheyenne, I don't know how much further you're going to go on it, but like, I don't know what to think about that. Like, I really can't believe that they can't find her credentials, you know. I've heard of schools shutting down before. I know people personally who went to schools that shut down, but their not accreditation, but their transcripts and everything is usually given, or not given to, but sold to like a third party. Like now they got servers and everything that they just hold this. That like they'll hold them for a certain amount of years.
She explained that, remember? She said
Yeah, I heard that.
instead of going through your insurance, just go through her. And
Yeah,
you know,
but
we're living in this social media world where you can just be anything you want to be. But the only reason why, like you said, the only reason why she got called out is because she called him out and she embarrassed him on his own show about having all those different children. And
Right.
is he trying to be in competition with Nick Cannon? Because see, I feel like Nick Cannon is making this shit look like it's glory, he's glorifying having all these different children as if it's something cute and big, and it's not. Because like, you know, Deontay said earlier, the kids are the ones that's going to suffer, and
yeah.
the baby mamas are just being peak Mishas, in my opinion, because anybody know Cam and anybody that know Nick Cannon know that they both got a lot of children. So why the heck would you have a baby by him? So you being a peak Misha too, and you trying to be a gold digger.
Right.
I do like what you said there, and this one I wanted. I'm glad you brought that because I forgot to address that what y'all was saying. Like DJ, that's what I was saying earlier. Once you see a man that's rich like this, right? Whatever kind of rich you want to call it. Once you see them with more than three, if they have at least three different baby mothers, and you are looking to be the fourth, and you over the age of, I don't know, I don't even want to give it an age because let's just say 21. I don't care. Yeah, that's young, but it ain't dumb. Like, you know what the deal is. Most of these women who are doing this,
well, they do and they don't. You have to understand. They think that they're going to be the one.
They think they're going to.
And the thing is it's not. It's their fault, and it's not their fault. I have to at least say this much, because a young lady is brought up to think that they're going to be the special one in somebody's life, and all it may take to have that baby for that man is that man just to tell her some sweet nothings every other week. Oh yeah, you're gonna be my wife and all that kind of shit, which I think Clay did a lot, but at least he didn't make Megan pregnant. But I understand that they should know better, but at the same time, there's a lot of programming that has gone into this. And especially in our community, Black women are raised to find the other underdog, not calculate what a man's going to do next, but give them a break, because it's been not only pounded in their minds by their mothers or by other women or by pick-me's or pick-mishas, but also other men. And so they're like, why don't you give that brother a chance? That's where the bus driver theory came in. That's where the light bill theory came in. So yeah, I understand a woman should know better, but in that case, then they should really, when you think about it, listen to Cynthia G more, because she's ironically, believe it or not, as much as she might bother, you, Deontay, she's literally speaking your language. If you go over there, she's like, I don't know why you ladies lay up with these niggas, blah 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 blah. Well, isn't that what she's? If you want somebody to train you or to tutelage you into what is it? Knowing better or to choose better. Who better than Cynthia G, who says, don't even fuck with these niggas at all? What's worse? A woman getting pregnant? A woman getting pregnant from a rich or poor pookie? And you think about it like this: even if you get pregnant by a rich pookie, it doesn't mean they're going to treat you well and give you any money. It really doesn't. Perfect example, Blueface.
But Blueface not rich though. Blueface is just Blueface is famous.
He was till he fucked off all his money.
Blueface never, he was never that kind of like, look, with Cam and people like him. Let's take Future for example. Right, a lot of his baby's mothers are trying to take him to court for more money. And he's saying, well, I only make $30,000 a month, right? But this dude's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He's making more than, but it's about what he's making. It's not about like the money that's already in his bank. You know what I'm saying? And the way that those artists really sign deals is they get paid up front and they'll sign a deal once every 3, 4, 5 years. Most of their money coming from shows and everything. So he can legitimately set it up and make it look like, I'm only making this much a month. Even
Well, they can take it back to court though. He go back to court every 2 years. And
yeah, they can keep taking him, but his lawyers are always going to structure it for him, his financing, to where his actual income, it's so many different ways you can do it. And a lot of these, how should I say, you don't have to be smart at something to be smart enough to know to get the right people who know what they're doing to do it for you. You know? So if somebody like Blueface, for example, is just dumb as hell. He gets money, he spends it. That's what he say. He don't think about it. Then you get Future, and he is a part of a few other people who realize, like, wait a minute, I'm gonna hire this wealth management dude. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna set it up so blah blah blah, so it look like this coming in. I mean, these people are doing some intelligent stuff with their money. But I don't want to get into that part. That's a whole finance thing. But I'm just saying that just back real quick, just last thing I'm gonna say about it. When you get to that, I'm the fourth baby mom and over with these rich guys, most of those really know what they're doing. It's not, most of them aren't trying to like flip this dude forever and fall in love. Like they just want to have the kid. And it's sad because on social media, you got women out there who are literally saying it. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe there is a subset of women that just want to have a kid by that guy. But I will tell you this: it's smaller than you think.
As a woman, let me push back on you guys. Let me just drop some nuggets in your
absolutely
in your arsenal. First of all, if you got more than one child by a no good ninja that's going around spreading his seed all over the United States and possibly anywhere else. And DJ, you say, well, you never know what he's telling them. I don't give a damn what you tell me. I go by what you do, not by what you say. So at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be stuck at home with those kids. You're the one that's going to be responsible for those kids. So why the hell would you have 2 or 3 kids by a ninja that haven't put a ring on your finger yet? Now, number one, I can understand that. Okay, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. You're trying to see how it's going to map out, to see if he's really serious or not. So a lot of women make that mistake. I can understand that. But baby, 2 and 3, nah, that's not a mistake. That's just you being a pick Misha. You see what it is. You see what he's doing, and he's not coming through with the promises. I don't give a damn if he gave you a ring or not. If you're not set no dates and you're not moving towards marriage, what are you wasting your time for? Why are you having all of these kids by this rich pookie? Because that's basically what it is. And you have to have enough self-esteem and enough sense to know for yourself that I'm the one gonna be stuck with these kids. Because let me explain something to you. When I was married for a whole decade, and I only had one child. We started having issues. My husband wanted me to have another baby, saying that that's gonna fix our situation. That's not gonna fix our situation. So basically, you want me barefoot and pregnant at home while you go out there and gallivant around in the streets. And so I wasn't having that. So no, sir, I'm not having no baby by you. And I'm your wife. And I could, I was his wife, and I still wouldn't have another baby by him because I didn't want to be stuck at home with no bunch of kids while he go out there and go live his best life. I wasn't buying that shit, and I was in my early 20s at that point. So, even if you haven't been trained, you still should know life experiences should teach you, and you should learn from your mistakes. And I'll go back on mute.
So let me ask you this. Do you believe it's best for a woman to assume that men are not sexually disciplined?
Yes. Most men are not sexually disciplined. Most men will follow your lead, and they base it on you. So let me just say this: if you lay down with a ninja, he's gonna lay down with you. But if you lay down some ground rules and he really wants you, he gonna follow those ground rules. Okay, so it's really incumbent upon the woman to set the standards and to set the rules, in my opinion. So don't allow him to pump all those kids in you, and he's not putting no ring on to forget that. Because like I said, hell, you're gonna be at home stuck for 20 and 30 years at home with the kids, and then once you get them out of school, then all your good days are gone.
Right.
And that's what I tell people: don't waste time with a ninja, wasting up all your good days. Because as far as women go, we only got so much time, and I don't have time to be wasting with you, because hell, I can go find somebody else that can do the job if you're not gonna do it. And time is one thing you can't get back, so don't waste all your good days on a no good ninja waiting on him, because next thing you know, you'll be looking up, and hell, you'll be a grandma getting ready to get your Social Security before he decide he want to come in the house. No sir.
And I said what you said is correct, but you got to think about it. There are women having babies with multiple no good men. You need to get on their ass too.
Well, that message go for them also. Why are you having kids by men that's nothing? That's ludicrous and that's
not
crazy.
Just one, multiple.
That's something that's a lot. Now that's a different kind of psychology, because now I can understand. I'm not saying that it's right, but I can understand the woman saying, like that chick with Anthony Edwards, one of his second baby mom. They found out, but basically he's going to be paying her $25,000 a month, right? So he asked the judge if he could just write a check. He figured it was $5 million over 18 years. He said, "Can I just write her a check for $5 million and get it over with?" And the judge said, "No." The judge said, "No, because your income could change. You might end up paying her less or more. You know what I'm saying? Than you were supposed to be doing right now." But $25,000 a month though, and that's from him. So it's like, Dwight Howard, but Dwight Howard with the first baby mom like $100,000 when he was with Orlando.
Get this.
So
I mean, even Halle Berry was paying like $15,000-$20,000 for and she had the kid.
Right. And remember Tyrese was
Wait. I said what I said. There we go.
Now, okay. Tyrese was all on Threads crying because his baby mama wanted $20,000 a month, and they roasted me. They got mad. Oh, they got hot as hell. That was the first time I ever had an altercation online with somebody, because I was like, well, if it's his kid and that's what the judge said, that's 20% of his income, then that's what he have to pay. Oh, they came for me. She don't need no $20,000 a month. I say, well, be careful. I say, well, be careful who you have kids by. And also, he can take her to court and go get that kid where he ain't got to pay nothing. Is he doing that?
Right.
Yeah, that's what D Wade did with his baby mom, and he got both his boys from her.
Right. You don't want to pay that child support, take them to court and take care of that kid yourself. How many of them signing up for that? Not that many of them. I bet we can count on one hand.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, but DJ, I just want to say, I can see how that situation can go, right? Because imagine if your only job, because it's people, it's lazy ass men out here, it's lazy ass women, right? Now, if you are in a position where you might be lazy, you don't want to go to school, you don't want to get no job, you don't want to do shit but just chill all day, but you bad as hell and you attracting dudes that's multi-millionaires and they hitting it without protection. Oh yeah, they'll take that 25,000 to 100,000 a month for 18 years, easy. Now that psychology I can understand. I think it's weird, like when they start doing it with multiple men, but whatever. But these chicks out here doing that with broke dudes, we just a whole other animal, you know. So that's what I said about that.
Okay, let me spin this. Let me spin this clip right here. Here we go.
I want to go back to the good Dr. Umar Johnson was saying.
I believe that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is quite possibly the same personality type as Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. I believe that all three of you are serial monogamous with narcissistic tendencies.
So
does he realize he's talking about himself? I mean, seriously. Think about it. At least he don't have no kids. This ninja on the screen has 3 women with 3 kids. A kid apiece. This is how you know somebody has a mental issue, where they don't see themselves being the actual person they are complaining about. He just told everybody that he's a narcissist too, without realizing he's telling everybody he's a narcissist too. He's single, 3 women that have 3 kids, and he talks like trash about all of them, including the kids. Let me play the rest of this, because I know Deontay wants to hear the whole thing. Here we go.
I want to go back to the good Dr. Umar Johnson was saying.
It looks like she got under his skin too, under this Pookie skin too. No, if you're Pookie, you're not going to like doctor or non-doctor, whatever you want to call her. Okay, you're not going to like Bryant's theme. Her theme is you're being irresponsible because you're being Pookie, which you would think would be logical, but these guys, they get in their own feelings, including Dr. Umar. And Dr. Umar is another perfect example I wanted to bring up. And I'll tell you why. Everybody sees how shisty this legitimate doctor, right? Because he's a doctor for real. You see how Pookie-like he is. You see how scammy he is. So even, would you rather go to his school or the Bryant school? At least Bryant she has no history of scamming anybody. And that's another thing I needed to bring up. And I would definitely want the panel to give me your input on this. She has no history of anybody saying, oh yeah, she scammed me. We're not even Cannon. Not even Cannon. I've never heard of somebody out of the blue say, oh yeah, I paid $3,000 to Dr. Bryant and she told me some BS and it didn't work and I lost my wife and all that. I have not heard any of that shit. So even in the midst of all this shit that's been going on for about a year, by the way, it all started after the Cam Newton interview that people started poking up and all the bandits started coming out of the woodwork, whether it be Corey or whether it be Anton or some other unqualified nigga that didn't have any education at all, many of them. And the few that did, you'll find out later. I don't want to ruin the story. But that's the thing that everybody's got to think about is like, wait a minute. You would think that in a year of people constantly pounding this woman, saying she doesn't have this qualification or that qualification, by now, in some way, shape, or form, there would be some solid conclusion. That's why I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking these niggas Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking these uneducated motherfuckers online saying she's a fraud, and I ain't seen nobody else, no legal bounding system telling me she's a fraud. I haven't heard nothing from Argosy. I haven't heard nothing from her clients. I haven't heard nothing from somebody. So you're not gonna, and I'm saying this to all the fake motherfucking dudes out there who think they smart, but you ain't got shit to show for it. Okay? It's like this. You show me proof. You show me digital proof. You don't give me some assumption, well, she said this on a fucking show, and then she said this. Look, show me some solid proof. Show me an Argosy, and I'm cool with that. Show me an Argosy letter saying she's full of shit, she never went here. You can't do it. So you better watch out when you put that little fraud thing on your video, because she might come by to collect. She might come by and collect. Let me tell you, that's all it is. See, a lot of people think defamation is, calling a person out of their name or something like that. Or all you need to do is, and it's worse in written form, by the way, all you need to do is make a false statement of fact. And it be false. And they're going to say, well, I heard, then your defense is going to be some bullshit like, I heard it through the grapevine. And that's not going to be good enough, because especially when she made it clear, okay, that she is not a fraud. If she comes out with the paperwork, bro, she's probably going to have to start a list of people, make a long ass list and go like, okay, who's got the most money now? Because I'll start with him and I'll work the list down of all these dumbass manosphere motherfuckers. Let's start off with this broke motherfucker right here on the screen.
Let me say something right quick too, before you do. And also, as vindictive and jealous as these house ninjas are, okay? I call them computer ninjas. Is jealous and vindictive. Don't you know they would have already reported her to the state board if she didn't have any license?
Boom.
And don't you know they would come out here and say, listen, I reported her. They're going to, whatever certificate she got or whatever, they're going to snatch that from her, or they're going to snatch her license. Not one of them said that they, that the state board is looking into this.
Yeah, you're exactly. And that's the point I was trying to make, is like, it's been a year. Somebody's called in. We know somebody's called in. And they're either not telling the result. Obviously, they didn't get the answer they wanted, whether it was, we can't give out that information, or, yeah, she's legit. Either one, we know. And that's what's bothering me, is I know there's somebody out there that knows, but they're not telling because they didn't get the answer they wanted. They didn't go, well, we got a fraud, investigation. They didn't get that shit. They didn't get that. Anyway, here's Dr. Umar.
I want to go back to the good Dr. Umar Johnson was saying.
I believe that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is quite possibly the same personality type as Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. I believe that all three of you are serial monogamists with narcissistic tendencies.
So to address the first question, which was, do I believe that I have some narcissistic traits in my low functioning behavior? Absolutely. For me to be able to emasculate that man and he's just loving on me, he's never disempowered me. This man wasn't cheating or beating on me. He was there all day.
Do you struggle with the same things that I struggle with? Self-importance.
Not at this level. Do I have a high level of self-love and high and self-value? Yes. Can my confidence be on steroids sometimes because that's the way I inspire me? Yeah. Does my self-talk show up externally sometimes? Yeah. Is my self-talk narcissistic? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Let me pause right there. So, okay. Let me go back with this. So yeah, and it's just ironic to me, and I think Dr. Umar is a perfect example. He's known as a super scammer. He's known as a baby maker, but he doesn't realize that if he's literally in the same group he's claiming that are narcissists. So it's crazy how narcissists don't notice they're being narcissists. Anyway, let's go with do I want this one or do I want Yeah, let's go with this.
Because people can't find your dissertation online. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that because I don't give a fuck about it.
Cheyenne Bryant, as we now should refer to her, has built a massive brand on the doctor title. It's on her social profiles, it's in her marketing, and it shapes what people pay her. That's very important. So when she sat down today at the Breakfast Club to address...
Now, I looked up Fawcett Media, and he has no educational history at all. I'm not saying he doesn't, but let's put it this way. He's in no place. He's one of the bandits that are in no place to even speak on her. And unless he has some paperwork, which he said this, he needs to shut the fuck up.
Her marketing, and it shapes what people pay her. That's very important. So when she sat down today at the Breakfast Club to address the credential questions, a lot of people expected a clear-cut answer to what was going on. What they got and what they've been getting for the past 2 years instead was something more interesting. Her defense didn't even scratch the surface of what...
So again, in the last 2 years, nobody has been able to find anything on her that says that she doesn't have a doctorate. Not even this dumbass motherfucker right here. And that's the problem I have. It's like, if you guys are so great and you guys are such... scholars and shit, then you must have some information. And all of them have the same shit. Nothing. They are literally basing their answer on a Breakfast Club interview. Not a legal court interview or anything like that. A Breakfast Club interview. I got more bandits. Here's another one.
I think you can go to jail for that. There's a bunch of things you can't practice if you're not licensed
without there being consequences and repercussions.
Another dumbass. And I'll tell you why. They're acting like she never went to school. They're acting like she never went to Northridge or to Arizona State or Arizona, the other Arizona college down there. So, and what's funny to me is they never bring, if you listen, they never bring it up. But they bring up the motherfucker. They bring up the Breakfast Club. What does the Breakfast Club, what has more weight to it? Her BA under psychology and then her master's under some type of psychology stuff too, or the Breakfast Club. See, if you want to look, I have no problem with anybody, saying, "Hey, I don't like what she said about this dissertation shit." Hey, it might grow some legs, but what I don't see anybody doing is telling us about her customers having a problem with her, and I don't see anybody telling their followers and their viewers that she's got a master's. I don't hear that. Did you hear? Where did the word masters come out of these bandits' mouth? Let me fast forward this, bandit, because
you just take that and say, "Hey,
close," right?
So it's already stupid to take something from the Breakfast Club, which is an entertainment establishment, not a court, and making it sound like it's gospel. And then not weighing in the items that we know we can confirm, which is that she's got a BA in psychology and she's got a master's in some sort of, I think it's one of them, the BA I think is in, the BA is in psychology, and then she has a master's in like something cultural, something that has to do with social, cultural, African American studies, something like that, which is a perfect mix you want. Remember, Kevin Samuels, and everybody listened to his every word as if he was a therapist. He carried himself like a therapist, didn't have any education. What he was taking, and the little bit of college he did get, which I give him credit for, the little bit of college he did get had nothing to do with therapy. But y'all had no problem with him at all. And the thing is, you're going to say, well, he didn't say this, or he did. He still postured himself as a relationship coach. And at the end of the day, that's what all these mofos postured themselves as. So they're in the same wheelhouse as Bryant and less educated than Bryant. That is my argument. So it's not my argument that you feel, shout out to Miss Flozart in the house, that you have a little bit of like side eye for, because what she said is worth a side eye, but it's not worth stamping fraud and shit up on your little freaking channels. And remember, that's libel. Libel is that's libel per se. If she comes up with that paper, all of you niggas, you're fucked. I wasn't gonna say it, all of them.
They better look at Tisha K.
Yes, very much so.
That's a prime example, because it starts out, if you get that letter, you better be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tasha K was going around telling people that Cardi B had a venereal disease, I believe. She was saying, and she like doubled and tripled down on it. And you see, and I'm not trying to go political, but Candace Owens is about to go to court now because she doubled and tripled down on the French president's wife being a man. You
Macron.
know, so yeah, Macron. This situation is a little different though because, and I mean, personally, I ain't got a problem with Cheyenne Bryant. Everything that I ever heard say to Shannon or whatever Cam we was talking about was just, it was really just normal observation. She just broke it down in a way that people didn't like. You know, now when she talked about her own personal relationships as a relationship coach or life coach, like, see, I never thought that you had to be successful in something like that. Like, and that's because I'm looking at it from a more big picture view. Like, I'm looking at other fields where people weren't successful at something, but they were successful at teaching it. Like, it's mathematicians who were great, you know, but they weren't like world class, you know, but they taught world class people. And coaches like Bill Belichick, he ain't never played a damn game. So I do believe it's people who, because remember, this is not coming from their personal experience when they're doing these sessions with these, you know, with their patients. They're not trying to say, well, my personal relationships, we used to do this. Well, no, you know, they're doing it from what they've been trained to do and what they're seeing. Like we say, it's easy from the outside in. We can look at everybody in our lives and break their shit down to the damn minuscule decimal point. But we can do the same to ourselves. We just don't. We don't want to do that because we don't want to live it like we break other people down. So that's why I don't trip about that. And I want to say too, nobody tripped on Steve Harvey. He ain't got no degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was giving all kind of advice to women. But the thing with her though is that it's not about the Breakfast Club. It's about what she could have been on a payphone saying this. It was coming out of her mouth, her mind, and she said that she can't get the degrees or the transcripts and the credentials because they're gone. And people, I mean, people just gonna question that. And I know it's jacked up, but shit, no red pill dudes or any man that didn't like her, you know, they can dogpile all they want to until she come up with the paper. Like, you know.
Well,
So that's what you need to say.
I lived in a metropolitan city, and some of those schools, you know, they do just like Spirit Airlines. Remember, Spirit Airlines had those people going to work one day, and they couldn't even get back home because they closed up before they got off work.
Damn.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So some of them schools did the same thing because, you know, the bottom line is that dollar, right? So they take those dollars as long as they can. You know,
right?
And so they know what's going on behind the scenes, but they don't care. They're going to continue to give people money until they close those doors. So I believe her when she says she can't find her transcripts and her information. She could have possibly moved. The company she did say the school went out of business. I saw several of those schools go out of business overnight, and no one had a clue. Sometimes not even the employees didn't even know. So she could be telling the truth on that. And as long as she got her certificate for being a life coach, then that's what the F she is.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like
it is what it is. It don't matter if you right. You don't have to have a master's degree. You don't have to have a bachelor's degree. If you just go get that certificate saying that I finished these courses to qualify me to be a life coach, then that's just what the F I am. And the rest of the education is great. How about that?
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, yeah, that's exactly. And she's not lying about her school. The school she went to was real. It really closed down. You know, all the stuff she was saying in the interview on the Breakfast Club, and even when the school basically gave it to another company to hold the records and everything. But that's where the issue is. She said that the company only held them for 2 years. So, and then after that, they just said, that's it. So I don't know what they did with them, deleted them, whatever they did. But, you know.
That's the thing that bothers me is like, wait a minute. Again, she's already got a BA. It's guaranteed in the bank. You can drive to Northridge right now, and there's her. And then she's got, you know, the masters, which you can go ahead and get that information from Phoenix or whatever from Arizona. So it's like, okay, she's got some. We got some nuggets to work with here, and this is what bothers me. Literally all, except for a small handful of other therapists that that sound like that they're just jealous because her book, her book went platinum or whatever.
Bestseller.
I'm sorry.
Bestseller list.
Bestseller list. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because they're thinking like, I think it was it Jay-Z that, well, not Jay-Z, but it wasn't 50 Cent that funded it or something like that. It doesn't matter. It's still
I'm not sure. I'm not. I really wasn't. I don't really know this lady. I just know her because they brought her up.
Everybody, please.
And I'm a woman's woman. I'm for the women, so I'm just riding for it. That's all.
It was got it. Okay, I said what I said. Put a link in the chat. Definitely go to that channel. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell because she's going live tomorrow. Hey, Deontay, you might want to join her. I'm gonna move my live stream so she can do her thing, and I'm gonna go over there. I'm going over there. Is it going to be political? What's it going to be on? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you know what? We said we were going to do, just kind of like conversation what we're doing now without that many videos. And we wanted to have a conversation about everything that they're doing to the Black Americans, how they're trying to erase us and erase our history. So, we're a little upset about that. And how they taking all our voting rights. So we upset about the Jim Crow shit coming back.
Yeah, straight up. And that's a great topic. That's a great topic. And I mean, the thing is this, the part of the live stream that was going to be for tomorrow, which I'm going to probably pump it to Monday or Tuesday, is about how excited the prison warden was that he was getting 4 new slaves in the system.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was like, yes, he's a health. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. He was like, yes, he's a healthy young man. He's in his 20s. And, we have a lot, our prison, population is getting a little bit too old, and we need some new sweat equity. I'm telling you,
on the auction, like he on the auction block.
It was, oh man, I can't be mad at them because, they and maybe if I play that clip to the audience enough and it gets copied enough, and then other people start seeing the way this guy was talking, this warden was talking, maybe, just maybe, it'll click.
Yeah, definitely email it to me.
Oh, done. It was crazy. It was surreal. Where did I get it from? I think I got it from what's that guy's name? Dr. Richie. Just in case I don't get the email to you.
I probably already have it. Are you talking about the man from Louisiana?
Not the is that the Chud guy? No, not the Chud guy.
No. I'm talking about a black dude that was telling us how we going back to Jim Crow.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I got it already.
Okay.
Yeah, so I understand.
Oh man,
what you're talking about.
It will make you, at first your blood boils, but then you say to yourself, well, they did strafe that brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, and it's like, it's a mixed feeling because it's like, man, this is exactly what they want us to do. And you would think the Manosphere, right, would see that clip and it would be on every one of their channels. But I looked on there, they're still talking about Dr. Bryant. They're not talking about being put back into slavery, right?
They don't never try to uplift the younger guys. Instead of
They
indoctrinating,
do.
but but kind of lift them up, because that was one of the themes that the other guy said that he learned from him. Remember, he said that was one of the things he got from him is how to be a real man.
Yeah,
But I'm
too
just
bad
saying.
that didn't work out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Right. He thought, I mean, what, being a man is what? Disrespecting women? I mean, what else have they done? That reminds me. Where is that?
And her sister how to bag a black athlete.
Let's see. Yeah, that's another good one. Yep, there's this thing where these white women, they have this I guess a group where they have strategies on how to shag themselves a rich
I don't see the black Manosphere crying about that.
Right. I saw that. I didn't look at it, but I saw it in passing. I never did actually look at it.
Yeah, I seen that too. I didn't look at it either because this ain't nothing new. I guess they just found a video of some people saying talking, but they've been doing that for a long ass time, like for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get together. They study us, like they know exactly, man.
Well,
See,
like I said the other night, Deontay, they parents send them to school just for that.
Yeah.
The women, the girls, they go to school to get them a husband. They don't go to the streets to get one. They go to school to get a husband.
Well, I think that's yeah, but specifically going after black rich athletes, it's a certain aesthetic that they create for the guys that they know that a lot of them are going to like. I mean, because I know black men like who didn't even know that they was into white women like that until they ran across that certain one or group of them that was into that just pulled them in because they like I don't remember the white girl, the most suburban, acting like prissy old white, and then they meet them a little white chick from the hood and it's over with, and vice versa. So they know how to act and what to do around these dudes. Plus, it's a bunch of white women in the hip hop culture. I was talking about last week, I think. It's a bunch of white women in the hip hop culture who are Instagram and they influencers, and a lot of their female audience is like, young white girls who trying to get into the same thing, or at least find a way to do it, in at least whatever area they're in. So, yeah, that wasn't surprising.
Welcome to the magical world of the internet.
That made it easier for them because they know exactly what these dudes like, man.
Yeah,
like,
they sure do.
Yeah.
They sure, hey, look, they even had Russell for a minute. They even had Russell for a minute.
Yeah, they got Russell a different way. They didn't give him like Russell's wife wasn't that type of white girl like that. But yeah, Sierra got it, Russell like that. That's what he was into. I'm like, all right, Russell. I was surprised, man, for him, but shit, you saw him at the Met Gala doing their thing. Like that's what he into.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, you want to know something too? She got him looking pretty decent too. He's got that little gel in his hair, So
she done turned him into a little American doll, like.
Well,
Yeah.
they always say that the black girls are fast and do a lot of stuff, but trust me, that's why they landed those guys because they doing what they do.
Yeah.
To get them. And so like Deontay said, one of them had never experienced it, but once he did, he was hooked.
Yeah.
And it's easy to hook you when you're younger.
Yeah, and I'm talking about guys that I know that were playing college ball when this happened.
Yeah.
Like where they came from. My brother was at Ohio State from 2011 to 14, and I swear, I'm telling you, man, like those players, especially the players that came from areas of the country that didn't have like a lot of white, like how should I say, real white girls around. Real white girls is the same way white people look at what they call real niggas, right? They want dudes that's like not educated, act like it deep into the culture with the way that their personality is. That's what they really, really like. And it's a lot of it's black dudes who they done seen the little ratchet white chicks in the hood. Like they want them proper chick that's like, and now it's this perfect mix of white girls for some of these dudes because they getting the ones that's like real proper and all that, model type aesthetic, like a classic white woman, right? But this chick is twerking and popping ass and listening to all the trap rap music. And so it's like, she like the perfect mix for this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, and boom, yeah, that's how they be getting their ass. Like, and they usually start in college.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and wind this down. Is there anything anyone would like to say before I hit the beat? I got other tracks to play, but I don't want us to be here all night. I want to try to keep it short. I'll make a part 2 to this because there is a part 2 to this, which has I have another example of a so-called doctor, not a doctor, but a therapist who could have helped the community, but he didn't, and some other clips. But I'll save that for later. I want to reiterate to everybody to check out I Said What I Said's link in the chat. And I said what I said, if you can put that in the back chat too, so I can put it into the video as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been noticing that these people, they may not watch us right now, but they watch us later because the little numbers go up. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So
well, so much happening, DJ. Everybody got to start paying attention.
Yeah, true.
That's all. Life is lifing. Okay.
Straight up.
So you know how we do it when we notice it, then that's when we do something about it, or at least try to pay attention to it.
Perfect. Let me type to you why I have to. This is a great idea that we go to your spot.
Now I'm not this diplomatic on my channel, guys. So it's gonna be it's gonna be some cursing going on. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now.
Well, I'm trying not to, but I love I slip.
Right. Because this stuff will make you mad. So I'm just I want to give y'all heads up. It makes me mad anyway.
That's why I got to calm down for a month. You'll see it in the back chat. Perfect. Okay, I got that. Off the record. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That ain't too good. You know how I can't say what I feel. You know what I mean? So
right. Okay.
When I do go live, I can say anything, right? But I got to be cool.
Right. Well, I'll be a little bit more cool too. I'll get it out, but in a nicer way.
No, I could tell the boss. I could tell the bosses. Hey, that wasn't me. Wasn't me. But that's it. That goes on for about a month. So yeah. But anyway, everybody.
Freedom of speech.
Right. And anyway, I'm thankful for what for being a part of it. So anyway, everybody, I'm gonna hit the beat. Don't forget to check in on get the link. Hit the link. Subscribe, like.
DJ, hold on. I said what I said. I was subscribed to your channel already. I had to make sure, and I knew I was.
Yeah.
I had to.
I thought you was over there, wasn't you?
I was over there.
I thought I saw you in one of my chats.
I was over there. I think for 2 or 3. I know for 2 for sure. It was you and 2 other people up there, like both times that I was on there. It's just that I don't know. I wasn't getting notifications no more. So all I did was I unsubscribed and I resubscribed, and then I turned on all the notifications.
Well, let me just say this too, Deontay. YouTube and these people are machine, and so if you watch YouTube, a lot of people saying their views are down when we're talking about these politics. Mm-hmm. So
Well, just to let you know, y'all were the top video for last month. So just so you know.
We were?
Yes, number 1.
Oh wow. I had no idea.
Yeah. Me either until I looked. I said, dang, what's going on here?
What they over there talking about?
Okay, I was like, okay, I said, did you bring your crew over here? Those people follow you. So anyway, but yeah, let me go ahead.
They like this. Hey, they like this hood news.
Yeah, that's right. I think so. So yeah, but anyway, everybody, thank you for coming through. Let me go ahead, hit the beat, and check out I Said What I Said's channel tomorrow. This is DJ Torch. I'm out of here.
Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. Oh, when love goes around, it comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around,
shout out.
It comes around. Here it goes.
Miss Fluzart. I said what I said.
DJ Torch.
Shout out to Tiffany Jackson.
Voices are warm, the vibe is clear.
Char Willie. Thank you, Char Willie, for the super chat. Kevin, the lifestyle guy.
Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round.
Shout out.
About to go.
The wisdom ain't cheap.
Love goes around, it lifts, it flows.
Ina's in
goes around,
twin cats. Ina's in twin cats.
Goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always
shout out to the Replay Gang. MPGVTV.
Respect the space.
Pretty Black Misha. The Love Cafe.
That's our cue. It's not a party without you, without you, without you,
without you. Everyone, have a good night. Thanks for coming through.